In this video, we're going to find out how much I paid in Uber service fees in 2023, so stay tuned.
Hey there everybody, welcome to the channel. In this video, I'm ready to spill the beans on something that's on a lot of drivers' mind. Those Uber service fees, or the take, or the split. Now I get it. We've all had our fair share of grumbles about the company driver split percentage, and I'm here to dig into my 2023 numbers for you. But here's the twist. Today, I'm going to reveal something that might just flip your perspective on its head. I crunched the numbers, dived into the data, and you may not believe what I found. I want to say that I know that every driver is not the same. We all have different needs, goals, and strategies to reach them. Every market is also different, as well as the areas within them. For me, it's all about choosing the right rides. Trips that make sense to me, that stack up in my favor, not just Uber's. So stick around, because by the end of this ride, you might want to rethink your driving strategy. Okay, so this is the weekly Uber service fee summary. My customers paid $181.66. I was tipped $9. Uber paid some third-party fees of $20.40. They paid me $129.45. That left $40.27, and that's what Uber's service fee is. It's whatever's left over. $120.45 over $181.66 is 66%. So I made 66% of what passengers paid in the first week of January last year, 2023. Okay, so here's my Uber service fees for 2023. There's that $40.27 for the first week of January on 10 trips, $15.75 in surge, $9 in tips, a couple cancellations. Uber made $12.95 off my 5 trips the next week. You know January is a slow. Last week, my passengers paid Uber $20.49 less than Uber paid to me on 10 trips, $62 in surge, very interesting, $11 in tips. So for January, $41.15 paid in Uber service fees. February, $23.98 on 44 trips, $108.75 in surge, $83.04 in tips. And then something happens. $409, $14.47, and then you see my trips aren't higher, but my surge is higher. And you can see Uber was down $154.64 on my 75 trips in March, 70 trips in April. Uber lost $214.31 on those rides, $453 in surge. Then May comes along, and I have my most devastating week ever to Uber, $297.45 on 19 trips, $361.50 in surge. So in the month of May, my passengers paid $765 less than Uber paid me on 75 trips, $937.50 in surge. Kind of a pattern here. To round out June of 2023, Uber was down about $600 on my 74 trips. I made $888.50 in surge.
Alright, so you can see where this is going. Lots of surge, lots of increased earnings. When I started crunching the numbers, I saw something very interesting. So how much did you pay in Uber service fees? Leave a comment and let me know.
Keep on going. I just never stop. 145, negative 256, negative 226, negative 365. So for November, $281.60, 92 trips, $611 in surge, $148.77 in tips. And then December, to round out the year, December was $290.15 on 79 trips, $504 in surge, $129.50 in tips. And I ended the year on a 42-week streak of Uber paying me more than my passengers paid to them. Yearly totals. My Uber service fees were negative $3,233.13. That means Uber paid me $3,233 more than my passengers paid on 878 trips. I made $6,000 in surge, $1,500 in tips. Per week, Uber overpaid $62 on 17 trips. I made $118 in surge per week on average, $30 in tips. Uber lost $3.68 on each of my 878 rides. I earned $6.99 in surge for every trip I took, and I earned $1.75 in tips per ride. So, before I even took a ride in 2023, see this right here? I was already making $8.74 in surge and tips on average before the fares even considered. $8.74 per ride, not including the fare. So know your market, cherry pick, chase the surge realistically, and make that money. Make every ride make sense to you. That's my strategy. Every ride. Whether it's putting you in a better position to take your next good ride closer to surge, familiar area, you know people getting out of work over here, you're getting closer to a train station. Every ride has to make sense to you. Even if it's like, hey, I just got to fill time. As long as it makes sense. Don't worry about the split. So I say chase the surge. If it's realistic and high enough, know how much it costs you per mile. So is it worth it to chase something? You got to keep your eye on that Uber app to see when those surges come up. If you keep an eye on it and know your area, you can get into those zones. That's it.